Hello, divine and beloved soul. Welcome to our video 9 of the series about grief and overcoming the loss of a beloved companion animal. In today's video, we have a special note to energy workers or energy healers, light workers, holistic workers, co-creators, yes, conscious co-creators, and empaths. But if you are none of them, it's fine. Stick around because you might know someone. If you do not identify as any of those, if you do not work with energy or spirituality, if you do not conscious manifest, or if you don't feel you're empath, stick around because you might have some people in your life. There might be. And what we're going to discuss here might help you to navigate the relationship when they might be going through the loss of a companion animal and offer them your vast presence and energy and support. So before everything, let's start with the professionals, right? People like me who work with spirituality, with energy, with light. How is it for those people to lose someone, lose a companion animal? There are a few things that we can discuss here. One of them is that there might be some high expectations on professionals that I mentioned to overcome, to recover, to feel better faster than others because of the practices, the knowledge, and everything in between. What I have to tell you, if you identify with this pressure of being a motivation or an example, a mirror of healing and positivity and transformation and change and miracles and joy, is that you first of everything are human. And allowing yourself, we mentioned this some videos before too, right? Allowing yourself to feel the emotions and remember yourself that before being a light worker incarnated in a body, living in a body, serving for greater cause, you are human too. You have your own experiences. So as much as what you do for work reflects who you are within and your beliefs and how you live, it's important to take these higher expectations out of the way and allow yourself to feel the feelings and emotions. And remember that tears are just emotions rolling too, so you can navigate and let it go. Oh, Susie, did you do that? Absolutely. As an energy healer, a light worker, a spiritual mentor, and teacher, I went through a lot of emotions, and what I'm sharing here is all the videos is for things that I implemented on my own. So allow yourself to embrace yourself, to nurture yourself, to accept where you are, to acknowledge what you are feeling, and to remember, this is so important. Listen to this, please, because this is one of the most important things that I would like you to take from this video. One of them, there are more coming, is that whatever you are living now, whatever you're going through, whatever challenges you might be facing, if you work with energy, light, spirituality, you are paving a path for your work. If you are like me, that you leave your work, you exude what you do, and you are a model, an example of what you teach and preach and practice, you live like I do from your authenticity. And that means that everything that you are going through is preparing you for your life. It's giving you even more knowledge and experiences. And this is certain because I see that almost everybody that comes to work with me, they are going through something that I had gone through. There's some exceptions here and there about some specific things that I might not have lived on earth in this lifetime, on situations similar that they are going on their shoes. However, most of the cases I had, and I feel that that gives me even more knowledge to address that. So if you work with it, know that you are going through something to gain the strength, the knowledge, the wisdom, the energy that you need to do your work and hold the hands of those who are going to go through something too. That's why it's important to acknowledge and give yourself time and take all the higher expectations out of your shoulders and mind and heart, out of the way, and allow you to be human too. Allow yourself to be human. This is something that opens the door for so many more conversations about energy work and being human, but I'm gonna stick to the topic today, I promise you. So allow yourself to feel everything. But also, this is also very important. If you work with it, if you are a professional too, and you held a space for your loved animal, and your loved animal end up doing the transition, this is also an opportunity. Because I feel that many of us might get a little bit spoiled with our work sometimes on the way that we might see results, we might receive feedback or confirmations from people who come and work with us. And then when it's personal, might be even more challenge because we might not be unbiased as we can be with others. So that adds up. And then there's more of the thing about being a co-creator that many of us are, co-creating our lives consciously, which brings even more a little weight on the luggage of, I did that energy session with the intention, why the animal didn't heal, why that didn't happen. Well, divine soul, because there's only so much that we can do. When we hold space for someone, professional, light worker, energy healer, energy work, what we do is setting the intention for something to happen for their highest and greatest good, right? We might set some intentions here and there if the person is healing something connected to relationship or to the body, or in this case, our animal that might be ill. We might, of course, set the intention for healing if it's for their highest and greatest good. So the important thing here is, if you got a little spoiled, seeing a lot of healing is happening, seeing miracles happening, and people, animals recovering well from your work, and with your animal that might not happen and they end up doing the transition, or even if it's not your animal, take this for life with anybody, because I held spaces for people who are about to do the transition too. And I know that it's important to acknowledge that when we are holding space for someone that is going to do the transition, we are holding space for that transition to be even better than would be before. For the soul that is transitioning, for the loved ones that are staying here and are losing the presence of that soul in a body. So everything happens in a divine, orchestrated way. It is important for the professional to understand that. And do not measure your work or the value of your work or your worthiness on the result, because when we do that, if we do that, we are approaching the situation with the ego's eye, the small, the lower mind, not the higher self perspective, not the soul perspective. And it's okay if that ever happens, because what? Lightworker, energy healer, you are human and everything is an opportunity. So love yourself, embrace yourself, allow yourself the time that you need. Ground yourself, meditate daily, give yourself energy sessions. Yes, daily. Or whenever you feel you need. Because you are the source of your work, right? And then, if you held space for your animal, and you intended, and you asked for the miracle, and even though your animal did the transition, divine soul, you held the space for the transition. There are things that we can change, and we do so much with our intention, with our energy and light work, but there are some things that they are meant to happen. And when we release that, if you are ever going through that, divine professional, when you release the weight, you allow yourself to receive the understanding of the why now, the mission, the purpose, the what now, and everything in between. And understand the bigger picture. Yes, that's why it is important to stop a bit, take a step back, do not take it personal, and if you do, it's fine. Do not judge yourself, it's okay. And allow the time to communicate with your guides, with Source, with the Creator, with God, angels, you name it. To receive the understanding of why. If you asked for a miracle, if you held sessions for healing and that didn't happen. And you might understand your why, like I did understand mine. This is connected to what I see, that it's much of the animals' missions. The animals are so evolved. I don't like that word too much, evolved, but they have such an expansive consciousness that I feel that when they adopt us and they become part of our families, they come to our lives to assist us, to gift us with whatever we need. And when they live our lives, we might not understand at the exact moment. We might understand at the exact moment that is happening. Whatever is the case, they helped you to go through something, a chapter where you are releasing something, where you're implementing something too. And when they leave, independent of how they left their bodies, they accomplished their missions. For me, honey was in my life when I was implementing my sovereignty, trusting myself more. And once I was ready to step in and value myself and remind myself and live from the knowing that I am worthy and that's my birthright. It doesn't matter what happened, I was not going to look back to anything that would drain my energy or my value or dim my light. That was the moment that I knew that Honey had accomplished her mission. But I also came in touch with other people who did the same. People who end up manifesting the house of their dream, where they would walk with the dog every single night in the neighborhood until when they manifested the house, the dog died, the body died. And what does that tell me? The dog fulfilled their mission in assisting, not the material thing about manifesting the house. What is behind that? The empowerment, the emotions, the energy, the power to manifest consciously. So, and I feel this message is being even beyond the professional side, right? For all of us. So, yeah, I told you, you see? So when we give ourselves the time and then we understand, we allow ourselves to understand and to receive the understanding, the messages, the inner knowing, it makes more sense. That doesn't mean it's not gonna, it still hurt not to have the body, the dog, the pet, or the fur kid in a body with you. Of course it will. As much as it happens, there's no right time or wrong time. Remember, this is a non-linear process. It's individual. It's about you. But when we detach from the non-accepting and we start asking our higher selves and guides and soul and source and God and angels and the universe, can you give me clarity about this? Can you help me to understand what's going on? The answers will come. And you might see the bigger picture. And if you are a professional, then you can see further down or in the moment, doesn't matter, how that is being part of your journey as an energy healer, light worker, spiritual mentor, a coach, and so many other yoga instructors, so many other things, right, that we do here. A teacher, not only spiritual teacher, but a teacher that teaches kids, or have kids at home, because people learn by our behavior, by the mirror that we are. So keep that in mind if you're a professional, but let's move on to the next, which is if you are an empath. What is an empath, Susie? Well, an empath is someone extremely sensitive that might perceive the energy of others with so much ease that they might feel it's their own energy. And sometimes they might not even know how to separate if it's their energy or someone else's energy, or if it's the energy of the space or whatever is going on, because they are profound sensitive beings. And many of them might be professionals who work with energy, spirituality, light. Yes, some of them are not. And that's why I told you, you may have some of those people in your life. That's why I invited you to stick in the video, because it's a good knowledge to know about that. So that means that the people are gonna feel the other people's feelings like they were their own. Exactly. And that was one of the reasons that motivated me to start working with energy beyond Feng Shui. Going even deeper on the energy work, hands-on with Reiki, light language, and so on, Akashic Records. Why? Because I would enter spaces and I would arrive like so high vibe and happy, and I would leave spaces drained or sad or angry. And after a while, I started noticing, and that's not possibly my energy? What's going on? Well, if you feel like that, if you feel, I would describe to people that I was a sponge, sucking up all the energy and emotions and thoughts through emotions and energies, because thoughts, conversations, it's all energy, and empaths receive that as energy, and emotions and even sensations in their bodies or thoughts coming through, all of that. So if you identify as being an empath and you are going through this moment of losing the physical body, the physical presence of your beloved animal, know you're not alone, and know that there are some challenges that empaths go through because of this sensibility. Dealing with people whom I'm going to give you an example. I think this is the best thing. For example, people who might understand death even a little better than others and accept, and people who might not. I noticed that when I would talk about that with people who had a better comprehension and acceptance of death, would be easier to talk and navigate than people who would not have a good understanding and acceptance of death, would could drain, depending on the person, could drain a little bit of my own energy and be a little bit too much. But the thing is, more that you lean in and do your daily meditation, your energy work, more you are going to start to notice when the energy is yours, when the energy is not yours. If you are navigating a space that you are picking up energies, emotions, thoughts, or even conversations from others, or if it's yours. And then if that happens, you can set the boundaries and say, not my problem, not my thing to deal with. I release it. Let them deal with that. And you set the boundaries to be with your own energy. That's why it is important, the daily work, the daily meditations. Here in the channel, we have a lot of meditations and opportunities. They're all free for you to nurture yourself in that way. Because more that you do that, more that you are stronger to be able to set these boundaries. And of course, that if you would like to work deeper with me, I am always open. And then some people, because empaths are like that, oh, empaths, so altruistic, they are so much givers, and they might be thinking, and if you're thinking that, I'm answering you now. Well, but isn't it selfish to set those boundaries, and people might be going through so much and I'm not helping them? Empath, empath, empath. I've been there. What happens is, imagine an infinite source of dense energy. And empaths have this ability to transmute energy a little faster than others. And you go close to this source of dense energy and you say, okay, I'm going to transmute this energy, I'm going to transmute this energy. However, divine empath, if the person who is the source of that dense energy does not make the choice to change, they become an infinite source of dense energy, and you can transmute every single day, many times a day. It is not gonna end. It's gonna drain you, because we don't have control over what people do, their will, their sovereignty. You can be an example of healing, of well-being, by nurturing you. For when that person is ready, you hold their hands. But do not, and I suggest you, because I've been there, do not sacrifice yourself and your energy to assist those who do not or did not make the choice to change and see life from a different way and choose in a different way. Because you're gonna drain yourself. It's an infinite source of density until they choose. And it's not selfish to set the boundaries, divine empath. Because we only can give what we have. If you are drained, you do not have what to give. But if you're healed, if you gave yourself the time and love and energy, if you nurture yourself, if you mothered yourself enough to move to the acceptance of the loss of your animal in a body, the honoring and finding meaning in the loss of your animal in their body, you have your history, your example, your energy, your presence to offer to those who are ready. Who are ready, who choose to. Okay? So yeah, it might be a little more challenging for empaths to navigate it because they might pick up also thoughts and energies from those who might be feeling like, oh, poor someone going through that. Oh no, I can't believe they're going through that. They don't have what it takes to overcome it. You see, empaths pick up on that and they might be like, oh, I don't have what it takes to overcome it. But when you do your practice and you strengthen your energy field, you set your boundaries, and you pick up those and you feel like, oh, that's not mine. The same way, if you empath or you who have an empath in the family, I told you this was going to be useful for you, even if you didn't identify with any of those. Remember that. If you have an empath in your family that you see going through something and you say, I am going to see this person from the perspective of my higher self, and I am going to see them healed. I'm going to see how they are capable. I am going to see how they went through this and they're just stronger than ever. I am going to remind them, even if it's with my own thoughts, without saying even, how they went through so much, and this is just one more thing that is part of life, and they got it. If you do that for your empath, or if you empath surround yourself with people who do that for you, or if you do that for you, because we have no limitations here. If someone thought, I don't have those kind of people in my life, that's fine. Do it for you. If you do that, it shifts. And then I felt like addressing this, just, even more like for a joke, but this might be some questions that might come to some people's mind, even though I know our collective it vibrates in love and acceptance and compassion and peace. But some people might think, okay, so if we see some impasses with our lower mind's perspective, does that affect empath? So if someone wants to do some harm to an empath, are they able to do that? Well, is the empath gonna feel that energy? They might notice the energy. If they do their work, they might not even notice, or they might notice and say, whatever, not me, not mine. But whoever is vibrating the energy, the thoughts, the emotions, Remember, before going to someone, it's vibrating our field. So if we see someone with our lower mind perspective and see the person incapable or with pity or anything related, we are vibrating that. That's active. But if we choose to see the person like, oh, the person is strong and capable, we vibrate that. So before it goes to anyone, it's extremely active in the field of the person who is vibrating that. Does that make sense? I know we're going a little deeper on the conversation, and I ask so much. I say thank you for those who might not work with energy or spirituality. It might be like, oh, what is she talking about? So thank you for being here and for the love and the patience. More than you, if you are ever identifying like that. I'm not saying you are, or I know many of us here are ready for this conversation and eager and feel like, oh yeah, that's my tribe. But if you ever identify like, oh, I don't know what she's talking about, calm down, it's fine. More than you lean into this, if you're enjoying it, more it's gonna make sense for you. And of course, leave any questions that you have in the comments, and I'm gonna be super happy to answer them. So that's it for today. I believe I addressed everything. All the thoughtful messages and insights I had for light workers, energy healers, spiritual mentors, teachers, empaths, conscious manifestators, and so on. But of course, if I didn't answer any question, if I didn't address something, leave in the comments below. And I'm asking the questions why. Because I opened a box in the Instagram stories a while ago, and I received some few questions. So our series, we're going to be 10 videos. It's going to be 11 now. In the 11th video, I will be recording and addressing some of those questions. So if you have any questions and you didn't send it to me, something that we didn't address in the series, please do before I record the video 11 so we can address it there. And if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. If you know anybody who is going through this, share this video. You help the person, you help me, you give me a feedback by sharing it, and it's extremely appreciated. Make sure you comment below what was the insight that you had in this video, what touched you, something that you never heard before, or whatever you feel called. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't. And thank you so much for being here to the end of the video. As always, longer than I was planning. I try to be concise as much as possible, but the most important for me is to share the message for the transformation, for the healing, for the transcendence that we are here for. So that's my highest and biggest intention. Thank you for your energy, and I'll see you in the next video that we're going to talk about communication with your beloved animal and the signs and all of that in a very light and easy way. See you. Bye-bye.